We mentioned a little bit earlier the recycling reward machines. Well, Britain's first are being installed right here in Kent in an effort to clean up the country's motorways, which sometimes I know you can just look out your window and just see rubbish all down the verges. Well, now drivers passing through Maidstone services on the M20 at junction 8 from today will be issued with a 5p money off voucher every time they put a coffee cup or plastic bottle into special recycling machines. It's a pilot project, part of an effort to stem the tide of rubbish dumped at the sides of motorways. And, of course, that's not a nice sight for anybody or, indeed, for Britain's wildlife, where it's becoming an increasing threat. Well, our reporter Mike Jolik is at Maidstone Services this morning for us. Good morning, Mike.
Hello, good morning, Kate, and welcome to Junction 8 of the M20 and the very famous Maidstone services. And I am by one of those, or two of those, recycling machines. And I've also got next to me Trewin Restorick, who is from Hubbub, who set the whole thing up in the first place. Why did you do it?
So the UK spends a ridiculous £6 million a year cleaning up litter from our motorways. So Hubbub's an environment charity. And what we wanted to do was put in a load of things into the glamorous setting in Maidstone service station to see whether we could encourage people not to throw their litter away, to get rewards for recycling. So these machines and a whole load of new bins and other nudge techniques are part of this effort to reduce the amount of money we waste picking up people's litter.
So I can literally put a plastic bottle or a cup into there and get a voucher out towards another cup of coffee.
So yes, I can show you if I like. I've got a plastic bottle here. So you simply put it into these new machines. I don't know if you can hear that noise, but that's basically the bottle being sort of crunched together. There's a little video which tells you what's happening, and now it says, "Congratulations, your eco-friendly action has been rewarded," and it's just given me a coupon, which is basically 5p off that I can spend in the service station sometime today.
I'll take that. It's 5p. There we are. I've got that. Next to you, Trewin, is Simon Turl, who's CEO of Roadchef. So, Simon, why did you decide this was a good idea to partner?
Well, as a business, we benefit hugely from people coming to the site and enjoying, be it a cup of Costa coffee or a bottle of water to take with them on the journey. But clearly, what happens to that cup or to that bottle after they've left the site is extremely important. So what we want to do is encourage our customers to actually act responsibly, to properly dispose of those products. We've already got a great record with our recycling. We recycle about 500 tonnes of cardboard a year, about 250 tonnes of food waste, including coffee grounds. We just want to see what else we can do, and we think that this is a fantastic initiative which Hubbub and a number of other agencies have contributed to putting together.
So some people might say, why don't you just empty the bins and recycle the bottles and the cups yourself?
Well, we do. That's exactly what we do. What we're trying to do here is to encourage people not to throw their waste onto the roadside, because that's what happens in too many cases, and we need to do everything we can to stop that happening.
Do you think now, after Attenborough, that the public are behind you in what you're doing?
I think we've got a groundswell of support for this type of initiative, and we've already seen this morning. It's the first day of these machines being live. We've already had customers coming up wanting to actually get their cup into the recycling or get their bottle into the recycling and to get their voucher back, which is fantastic.
Now, Maidstone Services here is the first site in the country to adopt this scheme. Do you see it being rolled out across your other network of service areas?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a test, this is a trial. We need to see how robust the equipment is, make sure that it can cope with hopefully the volume of recycling that goes through. But if this works, then we're very committed to continuing this across the rest of our 30 motorway service areas.
And there must be a cost in it for Roadchef, or is the whole thing sponsored?
No, there is a cost, and there's a cost of giving an incentive to customers, to get back in the site. But hopefully, it will just encourage more people to come to our service areas in the future. So it's got to be good for business as well.
Simon Turl from Roadchef, you're the CEO, and also thank you to Trewin Restorick from Hubbub for talking to us today. Back to you, Kate.
Thank you, Mike. Just briefly before you go, is it looking busy? Are people understanding these bins?
Yeah, it's probably too early to say. Some people have been up trying these machines while we've been standing here. I mean, they're pretty easy. There is a slot which is clearly marked. It just invites you to insert your empty coffee cups or bottles one at a time and wait for the end of the cycle, and then you press the screen to receive your reward, which is, as I say, the form of a paper voucher that is 5p off your next cup of tea or coffee that you just take up and exchange. So it's pretty simple. It's very, very clear. The machines are very clear. And I think the early signs are that customers here will make the most of them.
Well, enjoy a coffee. Well deserved there, Mike. At least you'll know where to recycle the cup afterwards. That's our reporter, Mike Jollick. Thank you very much indeed from Maidstone Services this morning.